You're my friend, so I'll let you have it. But as your friend, I beg you not to use it. He'll get the job done. He always does. Nothing can stop him. Anything between him and his target goes down. But you can't call him off. There's no do-over. No timeout.
You don't want to kill me, 47. I'm just like you.
Blood can't be unspilled. Once you call that number, blood is on your hands.
So how many games do you know where, minute 1, you pop the disc in, Ave Maria starts playing? I can only think of a game that can only be described as art. I'ma play it. Cause the new Hitman is coming out. And I'm pretty excited. It looks pretty decent. Subtitle, like, this always gets me in games where, oh shit, there we go. Where, would subtitles be under graphics or sound? Right? Every game seems to do it differently. Anyway, we're gonna play on normal because I want to be able to save so that I can like run around and do stuff, and B, because like I feel like the higher difficulties are a little unbalanced. Like, I've done them, they're not hard, I'm not complaining that they're too difficult. I feel like they're unfair. They cheat. They cheat too much in the game's favor. You really kind of have to like cheat the mechanics of the game in order to do anything on Expert and Pro. On Normal, it feels like, the game was designed to be played on Normal. And then, like, they just kept bumping up fucking stuff on the AI side for the higher difficulties. Oh hey look, it's the reason I don't go to fucking carnivals anymore. Yeah, this is pretty much the constant fear that I have. Oh, buddy. Every time I go on a Ferris wheel, that is the fear that is just plaguing my mind.
This just in. Unconfirmed reports of an accident at Southland Park.
Only 36.
Hundreds of family members gathered outside the deserted park today to commemorate the second anniversary of the Southland Park tragedy.
Who wrote that headline? Families contemplate $1 million sign lawsuit.
Since the tragedy closed the gates of Southland Park, but new evidence
Is claiming malicious prosecution and believes he'll be vindicated at
every
last.
penny of his
The
fortune
so-called
defending
Legal
himself
Eagles
from these
Dream
lawsuits.
Team defending Southland Park owner Joseph.
There were people flying everywhere. Body parts.
And the victims'
blood.
families
Oh my
have
God.
vowed to appeal the decision.
Cleared of all charges.
And as we all know, when the legal system does not provide justice, you have to pay for it in blood.
I would like to place an order.
I'm gonna get to this a little bit more later, but this must have been one really rich and really pissed off dad to place an order with the fucking agency for a has-been, a washed-up nobody who's already suffering. But of course, he must not realize that. But like, Hitman, I'm sorry, Agent 47 charges $300,000 per hit, minimum. So like, wow, dude. Yeah, fuck that. We're playing the game. Ooh, sensitivity might be a bit high. Let me... Doesn't this game look pretty, even now?
Welcome to the States, 47. This should be a straightforward operation. We need you to penetrate an abandoned amusement park, locate the owner, and take him out. The target is a Joseph Clarence, also known as Swing King. An accident involving one of the rides at the park a few years back forced him to close it down. Our client has made a special request that the photograph you have in your possession be the last thing the target sees. Mr. Clarence has somehow become involved with a narcotics distribution ring, so the park may still have some amusements. Enjoy the ride, 47.
What the fuck you looking at, Cracker?
I'm here to see Joseph Clarence.
Never heard of him.
Mr. Swing King?
Oh, that sorry-ass dickhead. What the fuck they call you?
Names of a friends, so I don't need one.
There's your little character establishing moment for 47. Blood Money is the 4th game in the Hitman series, so I'm kind of skipping over some stuff here. First thing to take note of is attorney at law. So this guy is a lawyer, and blood being dragged off here. Wonder what the story behind that is. But anyway, I'm doing Blood Money because it's hands down the best game in the series. And like the Hitman games were one where like every single game just got better and better. Like you play Codename 47, like the first game, it's pretty jank. It's pretty fucking rough. It's hard to go back to the first game. And then you play Silent Assassin, and it's better. It's still pretty hard to go back to, but it was a fucking, like, massive improvement. Then you play Contracts, and you're like, now we got something going on here. Now we got something going on here. And then Blood Money is just, like, the fucking magnum opus. The fucking, you know, piece de resistance. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for here, but it's a fantastic game. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's perfect, like I would with some other games, but it's a fantastic game. And like I said, the reason I'm doing this one is because it's hard to go back to the old ones, and I really don't want to bother. I'm just doing this because, you know, hype for the new game coming out, because it looks pretty decent. So I will go ahead and just explain, like, the story of Hitman for you. It's not very complicated. This has never been a narrative-heavy kind of series. It's always been very, you know, player-driven in a way. As we'll see as we go along, like, we're just doing the tutorial here, which is just, you know, giving an overview of all the various mechanics of the game. This is not what the game is gonna be like. This is just a, you know, a guided learning type thing. The rest of the game is dramatically different. And it is actually possible to do this opening level the way you would play the other levels in the game, by being a silent assassin, but you have to game the game. You have to game the mechanics of the game and do it in a way completely wildly different from how it was intended in order to, like, you know, game the system. So, not really worth it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the tutorial, and so we can get to the rest of the game. Although I will say, like, you know, you look at, like, take note of how this tutorial is going, and think to yourself, wow, the guys who made Hitman Absolution, this was the only level of fucking Hitman Blood Money that they played. They played this level of Hitman Blood Money and said, okay, this is what Hitman is like, and then they made Hitman Absolution, and it was total crap. Yeah, there's a reason I'm not playing the newest game in the series, because Absolution is total unmitigated dog shit. Oh, also, I forgot to mention this. Holy shit. That guy is the lawyer of the car that we saw on the way in. Sorry about that. I was gonna mention that, but I forgot. What the fuck? Oh no. What happened? I think I fucked up the game. What happened? That's not supposed to be what happens. Well, now that I'm here. Go away. Are you kidding me? This isn't supposed to be what happens. They're supposed to be like, oh hey, you're the scientist. I don't know why it's doing this. I think I fucked up the game by running back out the road. My apologies. Guess I can get my suit back now. Because who cares? Ah shit, lost my train of thought. Yeah, Absolution garbage. That's why I'm not playing it, I'm playing this. This game's superb. So, the story of Hitman is, 47 here, this impeccable specimen of a man, is a genetic clone. He is a perfect human clone. Made...
I can get the money, sweetie. It's as good as mine already. Mr. Spook's got it. We'll open the park. It'll be like old times. No, just a few more days. You gotta believe me. Don't say that, sunshine. Mr. Spook's gonna come true, baby. He's good for the money. I won't sign the papers.
Okay, she was sending him divorce papers, and that's who the lawyer was. The lawyer was bringing divorce papers.
Sunshine? Hello?
Sucks for him, right? The hell's going on? I think I fucked up the game. This level. Whatever, this level doesn't matter. He's a clone. He was created by a guy named Dr. Ortmeyer in a, you know, asylum in Romania using the genetic, you know, contributions of 5 other men. And Codename 47 is all about how Agent 47 kind of escaped the asylum, but was allowed to escape, and he went off and joined an organization called the ICA, or the Agency, which is basically like an assassination.com type company, and he's an assassin now. And over the course of that game, he was hired, well, like, Ortmeyer hired the Agency to do hits on the 5 men who contributed to 47's creation. And, you know, they didn't realize that it was just the one guy ordering all those hits. And they were like, and when they did find out, they were like, fuck, that's kind of not what we do. Dude, this is weird that you're doing this. And he's like, okay, just one more hit. So 47 killed the 5 dudes who were his dads. And then he's like, okay, one more hit. And they're like, fine. And they send 47 to kill this doctor in this asylum in Romania. And it turns out it was a trap because Ortmeyer created a new series of clones called 48s.
It's been a while now, Scoop, and I was just wondering where we were on the whole money thing.
Were you?
Look at this Snoop Dogg.
The thing is, if you
Snoop Lion.
remember, you know what we agreed to was it'd just be a short while and you'd pay in cash, and I know what the pressures you are under must be, but the deal is a deal, and I was hoping, you know, maybe you could just pay what we agreed on, even though you've been here for, heck, more than twice as long as we agreed to. But just pay the original amount and move on. Not right away necessarily, but, you know, I'd appreciate it.
No.
Yeah, this guy's pathetic. I dare say assassinating him would be doing him a favor, don't you think? Anyway, so Ortmeyer develops a new series of clones, 48s, which are an improvement over the, you know, what's it called? The prototype that 47 was. And what he wanted to do was just, you know, get rid of anyone who had any ties to his cloning projects whatsoever. And then, you know, take out 47 himself. Only the problem is, 47 bops in there, he kills all the 48s. Then he makes his way to Ortmeyer, snaps his neck, but not before finding out that he's a clone. And finding out that he's a clone kind of gives him a little bit of an existential crisis, because he's like, oh shit, I'm a fucking clone. Little bit of a blow, if you'd find that out. Little bit, you know, Scarlet Spider over there. That's a reference to Spider-Man, the Clone Saga, one of the most beloved sagas in all of Spider-Man. Anyway, he freaks out, abandons the ICA, and goes off to live at a monastery.
God damn, girl.
Sexual harassment in the workplace. Goes off to live in a monastery in Italy. And he lives there for a while, and he's like, man, I'm kind of concerned. Like, do I even have a soul? You know? Like, is salvation even possible for me? Because I'm a clone? I mean, like, I've killed a shit ton of people, dude, but, like, even beyond that, what's in the cards for me as far as the big man upstairs goes, you know? And he had this buddy who was a priest who manned the monastery, and he was like, dude, don't worry about it, you're cool. Only the problem is, the brother of one of the guys who was part of the program which created 47, one of his dads, his uncle you could say, finds out that 47 exists, tracks him down, and is like, let's Shanghai this dude into doing some hits for our organization, and kidnaps the priest to blackmail him into doing it. And when 47 gets that little note, he's like, wow, I'm gonna go kill these guys. And then, so he gets back in contact with the ICA, with his handler Diana, and she's like, holy shit, we kind of all thought you were dead. And he's like, whatever, I need info on these dudes who kidnapped my buddy. And they're like, okay, we'll do that for you, but you gotta do some hits for us, pro bono, in exchange. And he's like, fine. And so he gets the information, but it turns out to lead to a dead end. And they're like, okay, well, we'll keep digging on your behalf because you're such a cool guy. You're such a fucking badass hitman. And he's like, okay, well, and he's like, they're like, in the meantime, why don't you keep doing hits for us? Because you have quite a reputation, your skills are in demand. And he's like, yeah, why not? I don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Who the hell are you? How'd you get in here? Carol Ann!
My client has hired me to show you this photograph.
I don't understand.
My client has asked me to ensure it's the last thing you ever see. Please, look at the photograph, Mr. Clarence.
No. Please. Haven't I suffered enough?
No.
Don't you think I know how much suffering I'm responsible for?
I don't care.
I can't sleep.
Don't care. Now you can get some sleep. There you go. Now you can sleep, buddy. Get on my face. And so, yeah. 47's like, sure, I can, get back into the swing of things. What's the going rate for assassinations these days? And apparently it's $100,000. And he's like, triple that. And they're like, what the fuck? That's way too much money. And he's like, I am worth 3 assassins. That's how good I am. So, fuck you, pay me the money. He doesn't really need the money. He doesn't care about the money. He just has that much pride in his skill as an assassin. So then, the plot of that game rolls along. He eventually, finds out where his buddy is. The organization figures out, okay, our plan didn't work. Let's just kill this guy. And so they come to a confrontation. 47 kills them all. And at the end of it, he saves the priest, and the priest is like, dude, you're still cool. Why don't you chill out? Here's a rosary. And Hitman and 47, why do I keep doing that? Takes the rosary, and he's like, yeah, no. And he just kind of ditches it, and he's like, fuck it. It's cool. I kind of like what I'm doing. Like, he realizes, not only does he kind of enjoy being a hitman, he enjoys being an assassin, but it's the only thing he's really any good at. So he decides, fuck it, I'll figure out the truth for myself. I'll figure out my own truth, And thus he goes back to being a professional assassin without really, trying not to worry about it. And that brings us up to speed, pretty much. That's all you need to know, as far as this game is concerned about his backstory. Hitman Contracts happened, which is the game before this, but I'll get to that when we get to it. The Eraser, and there's all these different designations you can get. Like, the best one is Silent Assassin. And I'll explain that later, but there's a whole bunch of different ones. There's like Professional, Hitman, Eraser, Serial Killer, Ghost. It's pretty fun to try and collect them all. Do we really need the police? Why nose-picking is the way to greater wisdom. Kids Lemonade Stand condemned and demolished. Drug cartel liquidated. Yep, you're welcome. Biotech boom goes bust. Barcode. Cold-blooded killers on the run. This was, we're gonna keep seeing this pop up. But this was an early tie-in attempt at tying in this game with the game Kane and Lynch, which was a game made by the same developers as this game. And oh boy, we're gonna get to that when we get to it, because there's stuff to talk about. Wow, we killed 22 people. Yeah, a few shots were wasted. 2 of the victims were brutally executed by shots to the head. Yeah, the witness that escaped alive is probably the lawyer. Anyway, moving on. So that's the first mission. It's not reflective of the game as a whole. Silent Assassin. It's actually possible, but extremely difficult to get Silent Assassin on that first level. I've done it. It's really hard. Not going to bother. So yeah, remember this guy's face. Okay. Kind of have a lot to talk about here, but you know what, like, you know, since that was so short and so unrepresentative, let's just keep rolling on. Let's just keep rolling on. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. What? Okay, so now, oh, the hideout. I forgot about this. Here's a little peek into, you know, the personal home life of Agent 47. It's basically a gun range. And he can just, you know, take all of his guns. All of the guns you collect throughout the game get stored here. And you can just, you know, practice shooting with them. It's not really a big deal. Fuck does it gotta sway so much? I can get a bullseye. Not even close. Look at that. Wasn't even remotely close. Where's the silver ballers? Here we go. The silver baller, based on it's based on a real gun, the AMT hardballer, I think it's called. An infamously terrible pistol. Infamously terrible pistol, and authentically recreated in the game with its terribility. Look at that. Look how shitty this fucking pistol is. It sucks. Which means, of course, that it's 47's fucking, you know, iconic gun. Iconic pistol. And we're going to be using it in every single mission of the game. Yep. Anyway. Yeah, so that's 47's little hideout. Doesn't even have a bed. This has a desk. And a canary. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, look at you! Look at you, buddy. Aww. Okay, yeah. I changed my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off episode 1 here. Not a lot going on. Just, you know, a shitty level that, you know, was apparently the inspiration for every single level in Hitman Absolution, which was total dog shit. The new game does not look like dog shit, which is why I'm looking forward to it. And we'll get into the actual story of this game and a little bit more about what makes this game so fun and unique next time.